Hey guys, so welcome back. We're back in Photoshop today. We're going to do some portrait drawings from Earth's world using their website as reference. And we shall just sketch away basically. All right, let's get into it. I might turn this light up a bit actually. Maybe that's a bit better. Not better for me because blinding my eyesight that. But all right. Let's bring up my brightness on my reference image. There. Gonna add a solid color background just so sketching on a fairly neutral tone. When we add our highlights and shadows, if we do, we can go lighter and darker. There we go. Now I'm going to use some of my custom brushes. I tend to use this Raf Mitchell pencil brush 5HB. It gives off a really good pencil mark, but we might play around with some other pencils and brushes today. We'll just see how we go. All right. Just like that. Oh, right. So when I block in the head shape, we'll go for this sort of triangular shape. Obviously, the back of the head is longer than the face part. The skull longer than the face. And then it's important to get your I like to get my ear placement. Describes a lot about what position the head's in and stuff. So I'm gonna go, it's midway, but it's going towards the back a bit. I think I can push it to about this position. And then, so that's going to be sort of our brow, forehead, brow coming out. His brow in there. Cheek bone comes down, and that's roughly the shape you'll get from the cheek to the bottom of the chin, but he's got a beard on him. We'll place that in back of the head, box that off now, something like that. Draw that neck, attaches to the back of the skull, and then under the chin, which we're not going to see, and then that neck connects to the ear part. You can see by here, it goes behind, doesn't it? To make sure you draw it. Does it go behind? Yeah. Inline lines up. I'm gonna just draft in where the cap will go. Clips top of the ear, doesn't it? So just get it something like towards that. It's going to be bigger than the skull. Just about. It's a snapping mechanism. mechanism on it, on the hat there. And this time will come up. 1, 2. Three. Now let's well, we can see quite a fair bit of that eye, can't we? So let's just mark in some eyebrows. We'll see how it goes. We'll try and get a bit of characterization in it, but maybe some realism as well. Pick and choose between. I'm not going for a full-on realistic portrait with this. Break of the nose would be by there. Yeah. Bottom of it, yeah, trying to match that up with the nose. Going up and around like so. It's got quite a rounded nose there. And part of the nose comes in. The eye's going to sit in its socket. So trying to bring it across. Upper lid. Yeah, we can put a bit of shading in, why not? Put a bit of shading in there, like so. Might be a bit too much. Top lid to be darker, you can see the lashes. Probably all going to be some sort of shadow anyway, from the socket, from the eye socket, giving it some shade. so, and then from the eye on this side, comes down just past the nose, and we've got some cheeks that come out a bit. Now for the mouth. Halfway between the nose and the chin is where you'll find the mouth. That's the lower lip there. Now drawing it from the 3/4 can be challenging at times. But we'll go with something on that line. You won't be able to see the top half as much because that's going to be covered with his mustache and beard. Upper lip will be darker because the light underneath the lower lip will get some shadow as well. He's also got some tuft of beard in there. I can try and describe the two. So some hair coming off his when it comes out. Now his jaws probably coming along this line here. So it's going to be his beard coming across here. And then his moustache connects to his beard. As so. Let's adjust his ear. Back and down. Is it that high? I think it's a bit shorter. And then his top into his neck, and then his hair sort of longer at the back. And that comes up in as so. And let's adjust where his cheek marks come down. Maybe his beard comes a bit in a bit more. darken up certain parts and areas. But that's the main bulk of it. That is, from what I can see, then maybe get to see a little something on that side. This is mainly the underside of the hat. We could come in with some colour, but I'm liking how this line works. It's just creating the feel of it. And he's obviously got some writing on his hat there. Just like that, where of course we get some shadow on the underside of the nose, and the wings of the nose. Top of the lip in shadow. To an extent. Anything front facing has also got a bit of shadow to it. So. You can see how well these brushes make a pencil mark. They're really nice. They are. If you're interested in them, you can go check out my website. Put a link in the description below, and just click on that, and it'll send you to where you can pick up some free brushes. I'm pretty sure this one's included in it, in the free brush pack. And I mean, quite happy to leave it there with this one, but maybe just bring up that brush for the hair. But yeah, if you've got any questions for me, do drop them in the comments. I love to answer them. Give us a good topic of conversation, of discussion for when I do these drawings, draw-alongs, and when it's not step 1, step 2, step 3 type of tutorial, you know. Should I go on, I'll fill the hat in and we'll pick out the various different shadow and values. And on this sketch, we'll just keep it as a pencil sketch. Normally I'd add another layer and do all the shading in that layer, but I didn't with this one, so it's going to be very, not risky, but very much as if it was a pencil, pencil drawing on paper. I might go back in there and really define that area by the eye. Oh, I'll go back, brush that in a bit more, brush that in lighter, I think. So, so now let's just select various parts of the hat where we see darker value and tone. I need to keep my shading evenly because that was horrendous. That's better. To be fair, I think I'm regretting doing the hat part now. But we'll have to work with it and work through it. That was too obvious, that. I will leave the hat like that, as so. And we'll just work on the face a little bit more, and then we'll move on to the next portrait or the next sketch. Darken up some areas. Don't want to overdo it. Still figuring out whether I want to come in with a brighter pencil, or a white pencil on this, and bring out some highlights. I will do that on a new layer though, because I'm quite content with how this is worked out on this one. So let's go in, let's have a look, see what we can do. Does it elevate it, or does it make it worse? Right, we'll leave that one like so. Come on, T, move him into the corner. There. New. Right, what image are we going to choose next? Let's have a look. This guy's kind of cool. He's got a pink top. That guy underneath him as well. Right, let's go with him. So we got more of a front on view. So we'll start with the round head shape and then take sort of another half of that circle underneath. That'll be from the top of your skull to your chin. Scent line's a little bit off on this. So you might get a bit of that skull at the back. Like so. And down. Now we can't see the ears because it's covered by his hair, but you can just about see a slight colour change in the hair, which is where his ear is. Eyeline we're going to just put just above that. Bottom line of the sphere, so circle, side of the head, front of the head, as so, top of the forehead, place the ear. as so. Your nose by there. Eye sockets. Within your eye sockets, you can have your eyes, you can have a lid, upper and lower. The lower lid will be catching shadow if the light's from above, and then you'll have a highlight on the upper rim of the lower lid. Now let's get eyebrows marked in, good indicators. He's got deep eye sockets, so we're going to have hopefully a good fun time putting in the shadows in there. This eye comes over. There we go. So maybe that was a bit far over. Let's use the lasso tool. Just drag him across ever so slightly into position. Nose is thin, then it has like a bit that bulges out, and it's going to line up the bottom of the ear. Quite triangular. Then the flaps, the wings. Don't see that on the right as much because of the perspective. Just indicate it ever so slightly. See more of that. The mouth lines up with the eyes, corners, halfway between. I've done it over halfway there. We'll drop it ever so slightly. Not seeing much upper lip, but we have got mustache to beard happening. And then lower lip, just like so. Lightly shade that in. Cheeks, and then side of the head coming around. This temple area is quite defined on him. You can see where his sort of skeletal structure comes across. This corner here. just get this hair and beard all jotted in, and then you have the sweet corn in front. I think we'll leave the sweet corn out just because of time on this video. Shadow for where the beard is. He's got glasses on his head. We'll indicate that up here. Maybe higher up because they come off his head more. Touch behind the ear. Yeah, marks that. Like that. As so. Crazy kills underneath. Can't see the ear unless it's that sort of part. And then roughly sketch in that hair in behind and this over here on the side. Like that. Over the top or underneath, we're going to use some blending modes, and now we said we're going to local color. Yeah. So need a bit more. Let's try this. A bit bright. I think that'll do. There we go. Add in some local color. So local color, once again, is the color of your subject or object without any light affecting it. So that could be light from the sun or any bounce light, reflected light. Etc. It is just the color of the object. Yeah. For instance, you could have a red ball, for instance, and the actual plastic is red. If you put it in the various lighting scenarios, you can alter what that color is. Or, for instance, fur, when you brush in paint in fur, there's various values within local colour because of the depth and height of the fur. Right, skin tones in. Let's use this for the glasses. I wanted to get his pink shirt in, that's why I haven't drawn his pink shirt or his shirt. I'm gonna colour in pink. And I got this blue tint. We'll go into like the blue grey for the hair. I only do it roughly, put it in. I'm not gonna labour it today. Once again, these videos are as much for you guys to learn as it is for me. I'll always be learning from them, whether it's creating them, whether it's drawing ability. You know, it's a good way for me to improve my skills as well as you guys picking up whatever tips and tricks you find useful from it. Couple of grey, darker greys in there. Darker grey action. And around the centre and the front. Then he's got this, I think, impurity or spot or some sort of lump, slight lump on his face. So I'm just going to put that in. Might just tint the end of the nose with a bit of red as well. And maybe the cheeks ever so slightly. Let's blend that in a bit. And we'll go for brown eyes. I can't quite see the, yeah, the brown, I think. Probably darker. So we've roughed that in. Let's drop that. Well, let's keep it up for now. Now let's put a shadow, multiply, bring it into the greys. Let's paint in some shadows. The eye will be in shadow, let's not forget that. It won't be white. Shadows in by the cheek area, certainly under the nose. Yeah. Shadow by there. Moustache as well. Break with the forehead. Some slight side of the nose. And let's get that shading in nice and more even. Yeah, something more like that works. And then if we go into the minute macro detail, we can work on this spot, how pronounced you want it or how not pronounced. But that should give a bit of texture to the skin. Let's go back to the local colour because the ear's showing too much. This is all hair, really. Back to the shadows. Let's focus on shadows in the glasses which are reflecting the sky and all sorts of the surroundings as well. And the underside of these will have a bit more of a shadow. And we can just quickly add some variant shadows in the hair sections. I'm just roughing this in, being quite quick about it, which I tend to also like that sort of approach as well. It gives a nice feel to the work. It doesn't feel overly worked. Gives it sometimes more energy, but a lot of the times more energy. So it's all just experimenting and playing around with different systems as well, different styles and systems. There's a lot to come from this. I think we can go even darker. Yeah. Across the eyes as well. And now we're going to go with the highlight layer. So we're going to go to overlay. We'll pick a. Normally we go warm, but why not? Let's go warm again. Let's just push on where some of the light hits. Into the nose, on the wing. So get some. So I've really exaggerated that mark actually. So it's only very small, but just demonstrates how you can add texture within your skins as well. I'll leave the hair to it actually, but you can work on the hair in the same way with adding your highlights and shadows in. Add some variations in those glasses. And then if you want to work on top of it all, so that's without the line work, and you can work in within the values, just add in lighter again. Add in subtle differences, nuances that maybe we're going to work over the top of it actually. There we go. To the lids that catch light and so on. Maybe you want to make it a bit more in the reds, a bit more rouge. And so on and so forth. I think we'll try and keep this video around the hour mark today. Because we seem to be approaching that sort of time. but you get an idea of how I go about painting my sort of portraits and paintings and whatnot, and how I practice as well. Normally I'd be doing this in a sketchbook, but thought we'd take it out of a sketchbook for today. It does get a bit of reflected light actually. Off the bottom, and if we just bring out this sort of shadow a bit more, it also helps sell that effect. There's a lot to learn, a lot to work on, and a lot to come from the channel and page. Loads of different styles, loads of graphic design stuff as well, not just sketching. So if you're into all that, don't forget to click subscribe. You can go in a bit more on the reds here and rouge it up a bit. So work on different ways of communicating these ideas. And so on. Just take some blue for that eye, because that's what's going to be reflecting. Just give it some sort of life. Maybe not the top one's maybe just on the lid. So bring this up. Bring it down. I think we'll just leave that as it is for now. Bring it up. 1, 2. Let me know what sort of style you preferred. Down below. Let me know what you want to hear more of me. It's a bit of my process. I need to improve my skills. You might want to improve yours. Let's do it together. I'll catch you next time.